In a significant move to bolster America's independence from foreign mineral markets, President Donald Trump has invoked wartime powers to ramp up the country's production of critical minerals. Signed on Thursday, an executive order utilizing the Defense Production Act aims to significantly enhance the U.S.'s ability to produce and process vital materials like rare earth elements, uranium, copper, and potentially coal. This initiative is part of a broader push to reduce the country's reliance on foreign imports, especially from China, which controls a significant portion of the global market for these critical resources. The executive order directs the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, DFC, and the Department of Defense, DoD, to collaborate in providing financing and loans to support new projects dedicated to mineral production. This effort is particularly important given that some of these minerals are essential in the production of key technologies, such as batteries for electric vehicles, defense systems, and renewable energy infrastructure. According to the White House, the country's current import dependence on at least 15 critical minerals, including rare earths, uranium, and potash, poses both economic and security risks. For instance, nearly 70% of U.S. FATA rare earth imports currently come from China, which not only controls the supply, but has begun to implement export controls on certain critical materials, such as germanium, gallium, and antimony. The order also calls for faster permitting for mining and processing projects, which could significantly reduce the time it takes to bring new domestic production online. Additionally, it directs the Department of the Interior to prioritize mineral extraction on federal lands, ensuring that U.S. production can meet both private sector and defense industry needs. The federal government's active involvement aims to reduce the risk of shortages while improving the resilience of the supply chain that supports critical industries. The rationale behind this executive order is clear. The U.S. needs to diversify its mineral supply sources to avoid disruptions caused by geopolitical tensions or supply chain imbalances. As President Trump stated in his joint address to Congress earlier this month, the U.S. will take historic action to expand the production of critical minerals and rare earth elements. This is part of a strategic effort to ensure that the country remains competitive in a global economy that increasingly depends on advanced materials. The move follows previous actions by the Trump administration to invoke the Defense Production Act, which has historically been used to mobilize resources during times of national emergency. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, President Trump used the act to speed up the production of personal protective equipment, PPE, like masks. Similarly, the Biden administration has continued to leverage the law to support domestic production of critical minerals, adding materials like lithium, nickel, graphite, and cobalt to the list of items eligible for government funding. In the wake of the executive order, shares of companies like MP Materials Corp., a major rare earth miner, and Peabody Energy Corp., a coal producer, saw increases, signaling market optimism about the future of domestic mineral production. These moves are in response to long-held concerns in both the public and private sectors about the U.S.'s vulnerability to disruptions in the mineral supply chain. One of the key objectives of the executive order is to ensure that critical minerals are readily available to meet the demands of the Defense Department and the private sector. The national security implications are clear. A steady and secure supply of materials like uranium, copper, and rare earth elements is essential for defense systems, technology, and energy infrastructure. The coordination between government agencies and the private sector is intended to create a stable, self-sufficient supply chain capable of meeting future challenges. At In the Know News, we are committed to keeping you informed on the latest developments in critical issues like this one. This executive order marks a pivotal moment in U.S. resource policy, and its outcomes will shape the future of America's economic and security landscape. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the implications of these decisions and their long-term impact. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on this and other crucial topics.